Matoshree is the ancestral house of the Thackerays, and from Varsha, which is the official Chief Minister residence. Look at the crowd, look at the supporters right now around Uddhav Thackeray as he waves them and finally enters through the gate of Matoshree, because he said, I'm not greedy for power. You want the Chief Minister's position, go ahead. You don't want me to be the Chief Minister, I'll resign. I will go back to Matoshree. Whoever is keen can take that chair. And within the next few hours, we saw black big suitcases and other small bags being taken out of Varsha and then going to Matoshree. As we stay with these visuals, remember 11 p.m. close to midnight, but the streets of Mumbai being thronged by the Shiv Senics, where Uddhav Thackeray clearly acknowledging and waving. On one side is Saurabh Bhaktania, on another, to give us another location angle, is Pankaj Upadhyay. Pankaj, how does it look like around you? Because these Shiv Senics are in no mood to leave right now. Are they likely to be camping through the night at Matoshree?
Pooja, I'll just step out of the car. I've just reached Matoshree. I'll ask my camera person Mahesh More to also get out of the car. I'll be able to give you a better sense of now what's happening on ground zero. Now, remember the dramatic change of events. In the noon time, as I was saying, Chief Spokesperson of Shiv Sena, Sanjay Raut, had said that the way the political developments were taking place, it clearly seemed that the assembly was heading towards the dissolution. And by the evening time, when he stepped out of Varsha, the official bungalow of Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, he maintained in a very emphatic tone that Uddhav Thackeray will not resign. He went on to the extent of saying that if the need be, then Shiv Sena will prove the majority. That is, MVA will prove the majority on the floor of the house as well. When inquired whether the Shiv Sena will pacify Eknath Shinde, and if at all there were chances that Eknath Shinde could be made the Chief Minister, he said there was no discussion and there was no question of Shinde being made the Chief Minister. Clearly that was also coming after the meeting with Sharad Pawar, and Sharad Pawar clearly has lent his support to the Shiv Sena, and the Shiv Sena which in the early morning hours and by the noon hours was at least losing the steam, clearly was a confident self again. Who gave the idea to Uddhav Thackeray to head back to Matoshree? We do not know, but this seems to be a very well-planned and a calculated move. Uddhav right now is playing on the emotional pitch. He is here at the house of his father, Bala Saheb Thackeray, where the seeds of Hindutva had germinated. And now look around, Pooja, the kind of support that Uddhav Thackeray is garnering. This was absolutely missing outside Varsha for all the hours, and yesterday as well. There was no activity, there was no support for Uddhav Thackeray. But today, suddenly, when he's made the move from Varsha to Matoshree, look at the crowd that's building up here in support of Uddhav Thackeray. Also understand that in Mumbai, essentially, Uddhav Thackeray, Shiv Sena is really going to get a lot of support. And this is what he needs right now. It's all about the legacy. He needs to preserve the legacy of Bala Saheb Thackeray. He needs to preserve the prestige and all the essence of what Shiv Sena is known for. And what better place than in Mumbai? This is the bastion of Shiv Sena. This is the very place which is known as the fortress of Shiv Sena. This is Matoshree. This is where
as we stay with these visuals, stay on with me. Aditya Thackeray there, waving a victory sign, a smile. Very interesting on a day that, would be considered emotional. Perhaps many as wondering, has Uddhav Thackeray lost his spark? Aditya Thackeray coming across as this young member of the family, passing off a smile, a victory sign. Not exactly looking sad, because that is perhaps what they are also trying to reflect, that we have done what was needed to be done for Maharashtra, for Shiv Sena, for Hindutva, and there's nothing to be sad about. So very interesting amid this support. Uddhav Thackeray there flanked by security personnel, also Maharashtra police, who are ensuring that the crowd stays at bay. But as you can see, the Maharashtra police also finding it extremely difficult with this sea of supporters of the Shiv Senics, loyal supporters of the party. So, in many ways, both Pankaj and Saurabh Bhaktania, as they continue to be with us. Saurabh, this is nothing less than a show of strength also for Uddhav Thackeray, because, you know, you have tracked Maharashtra politics from Gujarat. You are now back in Mumbai, tracking the difference on how it was for the rebel MLAs outside the hotel in Surat. And here in Mumbai, outside Matoshree, it's no less than a festival. Let me go across to my colleague Pankaj Upadhyay. Pankaj, as I was asking Saurav, that, you know, it does look like a sort of celebration. Take a look of how Uddhav Thackeray, comparatively mellow, just waving, acknowledging. But if anyone were to see Aditya Thackeray right now, you know, coming out of his vehicle, on top, ensuring he looks and the cameras capture him smiling, waving, shaking hands, doing namaste, giving a V sign, a victory sign, doing a namaste, and in many ways very similar to how Bal Thackeray used to do, and then going back. So this is clearly a show of strength. The Thackerays are acknowledging that, you know, they may not have the numbers, they definitely have the support of Shiv Sena.
Of course, Pooja. You know, this really was a show of strength. Let me just go across to on the side. Here, let's see what he has to say right now.
आप थोड़ा इंतजार कीजिए, सब बातें ठीक हो जाएगी. महाविकास आघाड़ी की सरकार उद्धव जी के नेतृत्व में है, वो महाराष्ट्र में चलेगी.
तो ये थे अनिल देसाई जिनसे हमने बात की. So there you see, the Sena leader also clearly maintaining that MVA will remain in power, clearly echoing the word of what Sanjay Raut had said by the evening time, that Uddhav Thackeray is not resigning, and that if the need be, then MVA will prove its majority on the floor of the House. But right now, the big step that has been taken by Uddhav Thackeray, he's marched from his official residence, that is Varsha, and has now come down here at Matoshree, and look at the crowd build up right now. Now it's already 5 minutes past 11. It has been raining off and on in Mumbai, but that has not stopped the devoted Shiv Senics to gather outside Matoshree. You know, one is really going to be surprised with the kind of support that Uddhav Thackeray has garnered within hours. But as I said, this is Mumbai, and as far as Mumbai is concerned, Uddhav Thackeray clearly.
That is Pankaj Upadhyay tracking all the latest. Remember, it's not easy for our reporters on the ground as well, with so many people, so many Shiv Senics surrounding, cheering. Let's just dip in, and I'll ask and request my producers as well to ensure that we get the best sound of how the supporters are cheering for Aditya Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray. Let's listen in. Thackeray and Aditya Thackeray, his son. Remember, Aditya Thackeray is also a minister in the Maharashtra government. He is, of course, being seen as the next big successor with regard to Shiv Sena. And today as well, as much as public posturing that can be done. But Pankaj, if you can hear me, we'll soon be joined by Saurav Bhaktania. What are you hearing also about at this point Uddhav Thackeray when he's being welcomed? You know, let's also remember that there was a COVID positive report that had come for Uddhav Thackeray, even though our reporters had said that his RT-PCR report has come negative. He's ensuring he wears a mask, surrounded by his supporters right now, but the Shiv Senics do not worry about that at all. They are ensuring that they express as much support as possible to their Neta. So the kilometers from Varsha to Matoshree, from the official Chief Minister's residence to the ancestral house of the Thackerays,